rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got cash in the bag, stadium packed. For the rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. For the rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
Get that. Sorry. What is it?
Welcome to the November 2023 edition of Bosch's World. I'm your host, Ron E. Bosch. So November was a little more low-key than September and October, just because the weather's changing. I don't really feel the need to go out as much, unless it's something I really want to attend or something I have tickets for.
This game has had takes forever with Ronnie. Yeah, Ronnie made a shot.
One of the first things I did this month was I attended the Pod Meets World live podcast with Apryl in Times Square. I've been enjoying the podcast for the last year, reliving one of my favorite shows of my childhood, Boy Meets World, and kind of looking at it now as a grown man in my mid-30s. It was a great show. They didn't let us film during the show, but they let us film a little bit and take pictures right before the show began.
But hey, it's a Boy Meets World photo shoot. The kids want to jump.
Yes, they do. All right.
1, 2, 3.
Which I thought was pretty cool, just so we can enjoy the show and live in the moment and live like we were living in the 90s when the show was on the air. They kept showing this photo of Will Friedle, aka Eric Matthews, the last time he was in New York, drunk in front of the Empire State Building. I can show these photos because they've already shared them on their social media and made a t-shirt of it. So yeah, after the show was the meet and greet. For some reason, they had us all waiting outside in the line to go right back into this little weird alley. As I mentioned last month, I previously met them at New York Comic Con in 2018, but it was Topanga, Eric, and Corey. This time I was meeting Ryder Strong, aka Shawn. They were just super welcoming when we came in. April's hugging everybody. I'm showing Shawn my Boulevard Bullies t-shirt, which is him and Corey at the WWE match with Vader mask on, and he thought it was an awesome shirt. And then we took a nice group picture of the five of us, myself, Ryder, Danielle, Will, and Apryl. I mostly related to Shawn growing up. So for this month's vulnerable moment, I thought I would just lead right into it. I think going back and watching these old episodes and listening to the podcast, I realized maybe why I connected so much with Shawn Hunter, whether it was watching it originally as a kid, watching it later in my teen years when they would air reruns on Disney Channel. The fact that the show began in 1993, which was the same year that I last saw my father, and seeing Shawn struggle similarly with his father, just coming and going and disappearing. That's what connected me to Shawn, where it was a lot tougher to relate to Corey because he did have that perfect family, the mother and the father, a nice house, everything. Just a lot of what he went through and a lot of the internal struggles he went through and just trying to stay out of trouble and trying to find his way. That's what made the show so special to me growing up. Although they were maybe like 5-6 years older than I am, even into high school and college, despite myself still being in middle school, I think it's tough to explain, but I'm glad that a show like that exists for people like myself to relate to and other people that may have been going through something similar. So for this month's Throwback of the Month, one of my favorite things to attend in November is the big event, and this November marks 10 years since my very first big event. I remember going over there, it just being super crowded. But like the photo ops I got that day were pretty epic. I met Sonny for the first time. What a decade it's been since then, and I'm not going to get into that. I met Deborah McMichael, Angelina from the Jersey Shore for some reason, Bill Apter, famous wrestling photographer, nicest guy in the business. I also met the living legend Bruno Sammartino, whom I saw get inducted into the Hall of Fame a few months earlier. Probably the most special one to me, I met Scott Hall. Being a huge Scott Hall, Razor Ramon fan growing up and seeing everything he had gone through, and he had just gotten clean from DDP Yoga, and this was one of his first appearances, and just meeting him just meant so much to me because I thought he really was Cuban. And again, kind of going back to what I said about Shawn, when I started watching wrestling, my father had left a few years prior, and I think I saw Razor Ramon as that Cuban father figure for me in some weird way. I got a picture with the rest of the NWO. I just remember Nash kind of leaning on me while we're waiting for 6. And then from there, I met Hollywood Hogan. I had met him previously at the famous Toys R Us signing that Sunil and Matt and Brian and La Puma were at, that they all made a documentary and didn't include me in. Hey, it is November 11th, 11/11, and I'm here at the Long Island Railroad waiting for my train to Long Island for the big event. This is the first time it's not in Queens by LaGuardia. It's all the way in Long Island, so a little further out, but I think it's actually not that bad of a trip, and it's better than having to take the MTA. So let's fast forward 10 years. Should be a fun, big event. Hopefully it goes a lot smoother than the last time in March. I must say it was a disaster. I was supposed to have pro photos with both Edge and Charlotte Flair, but I was unaware that there was a schedule. It wasn't really announced till like that morning of. The line was so long that by the time I got in, those scheduled pro photos were done, and like I didn't know until I was at their table that they said, oh, it's done. So I ended up just having to kind of settle for a photo at the table. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to attend after that fiasco last time, but I decided, let me give it a chance. Let me give this new venue a chance. And I must say, oh my God, it was 100 times better. There was so much space. It was one of the first times I can like swing my arms around and have room and not bump into anybody, not feel like claustrophobic. I think the one long line was Rhea. I had to wait in line to get the tickets for the photo op and the auto, but then I decided, let me get my stuff done with everybody first and then wait on the long line. So before getting my Rhea photo, I met Trinity Fatu, aka Naomi. I've been a huge fan of hers even since the Funkadactyls, her time on Total Divas. I always loved her Feel the Glow entrance. As you know, I've been attending House of Glory shows, and two of the people that never really do meet and greets at the shows are the main booker, Amazing Red, and the women's champion, Ultraviolet. So they were actually doing photo ops there, and I'm glad I was able to get a photo with Amazing Red. I told them that I recently am down in the area now, so I've been attending all the shows that I can. And I also met Ultraviolet, who's doing a great job as their women's champion. Fun fact, the only time I've ever wrestled in a ring was a House of Glory ring back in 2011 for my friend Franklin's film. It was shot at the House of Glory school. I saw Mandy Rose again, and she remembered Apryl I. I also recently watched The Wrestlers on Netflix, and one of the stars of that show was Hollywood, Haley J. So I couldn't pass up meeting her. I got my Ultimate figure from the New Gen ring signed by Kevin Nash. I met Anna Jay. It was my second time meeting her. And Ruby Soho, who I've also wanted to meet for a while, was a fan of since the Riot Squad. From there, I did my pro photos. Luckily, there was a schedule for this, and I actually knew, so I was able to get online for them. And I first met Trish Stratus. I'm glad I got a nice professional photo with Trish. And then I met the Bella Twins, or now known as the Garcia Twins, who just celebrated their 40th birthday. As you all know, I'm the biggest Bella Twins fan. And as soon as I walked in, they greeted me, and Nikki even said, oh, I haven't seen you in so long, I remember you. And I was just taken aback, just being such a big fan of hers, for her to remember me and say like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen you. It's crazy because I hadn't seen her since 2017, so it's been about 6 years since I've seen them, unless they remember seeing me on the little WrestleMania Zoom chat we did. And then I waited online to meet Rhea Ripley. It was the longest line, but it was worth it. She took her time with everybody. Considering how big of a star she is, she was just so nice to everybody. I don't know how I thought of this, but I thought it'd be funny if she signed my figure to Ron Ron instead of to Dom Dom, and she started laughing when I asked her to do it, and we got a pretty nice picture. So all in all, I had an amazing experience. I think for such a long time, I almost dreaded going to the big event because it was so crowded, because it would just be so hectic. And like I actually left and I wasn't in a bad mood or like, oh my God, get me out of here. I'm looking forward to going back next time and experiencing it again. Welcome to In the Bosch Cave Presents Purchases of the Month that will end up in storage for the foreseeable future. And we got a lot today to get through, so let's not waste any time. Let's get the bag out of this shot. Let's start off with the man, the myth, the legend. That is Mr. Joe Shoes. Always great hanging out with Joe at major pod events. So here we have, thanks to Mr. Tommy Sapienza, the Walmart exclusive Chris Jericho in the purple jacket, purple sneakers, purple gloves. You know I had to get this one. So here we have Ultimate Edition Kurt Angle. This one I'm going to open and let breathe. So I'm going to have him crying in the front. We have some autographed cards from Pro Wrestling Junkies. Mandy Sachs, Mandy Rose autograph card. So a couple weeks ago, I entered a contest raffle for Ringside Collectibles. They were giving away the Danhausen Ringside exclusive. And I'm on the train one day and I get notification from Ringside. And I'm like, why am I included in this? And I notice my name is in the tweet and my name is in the graphic because I won this Danhausen Ringside exclusive figure. This is such an awesome figure. I liked it, but I was a little hesitant to buy it. But now that I have it, I'm definitely looking to get it signed by Danhausen. It's going to look beautiful, signed right there in the window. Maybe get like a cool inscription on it, even something on the side on the cape. But it's such an awesome figure. On Black Friday, this went up as a surprise sale, and I got that variant Effie retro figure. Now the bubble's a little messed up, and I requested a new one, so they will be sending me a new one. But I still wanted to show this off this month, so here it is, Effie. And once I get my new one, I hope to get it signed by Effie himself. So this month was Black Friday. It was Legends galore. I went crazy buying all these Legends. It had been a while since I purchased these figures. They're impossible to ever find in Target, but Target had a pretty good sale, buy one, get one half off. So I definitely took advantage and grabbed all of the Legends that I needed for my collection. So let's just get these open. These are going straight Lucy in my collection to be displayed in the eventual Bosch Cave. Rhythm and Blues, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Rhythm and Blues Greg. Got the Rhythm and Blues on the back. The jet black hair. And Greg would not be complete without the Honky Tonk Man himself from the Greatest Hits Legends collection. Awesome figure, super toyetic. Here it is, Honky Tonk Man. Great jumpsuit on the back, Honky Wood. We have Mr. Perfect. I got him last month in the suit, but I needed Mr. Perfect in ring attire. So he comes with the yellow singlet, rubber singlet, towel, Intercontinental Championship. This figure is perfect. Now we have Heart Foundation, British Bulldog. And the last legend, the one and only Terry Funk. As you saw, I got Chainsaw Charlie when he passed. But this is the quintessential Terry Funk, the legend himself. Such a sick figure, Terry Funk. If you take a look at this shirt, it is Shawn Michaels winning the World Heavyweight Championship at Survivor Series 2002, Madison Square Garden. I was there. That was my first pay-per-view. It's just so sentimental. Now, this was probably his ugliest attire of all time, but there was no way I couldn't get Survivor Series, Elite, Shawn Michaels, Elimination Chamber. This is a must-have for my collection now. This one I hope to keep mint on card and eventually get signed by him. And I had to get him loose just for the collection as well. My purchases for November 2023. I don't really know how much I have. I don't think I have much coming in December, but that could always change. But pretty good haul for November that will be in storage for the foreseeable future. 2. And last but not least, Thanksgiving. And once again, I got to spend Thanksgiving with the people who mean the most to me, Apryl and her family. I can't say it enough how appreciative I am, how thankful I am that they are so welcoming with me and have accepted me into this family. And I do feel like I'm a part of this family, not just there as Apryl's significant other. I chose to not really film much during the week. I think I just wanted to enjoy my time with the family, but I mean, I did film all the food we had because all the food was amazing. I had to document it, that everybody did an amazing job putting together, eating the leftovers throughout the weekend. But it was nice to get away for a few days and spend time with everybody. And all in all, I had a lovely time. I had this awesome Thanksgiving parade shirt featuring the WWE superstars. That's supposed to be from 1993. I brought my Gobbledy Gooker figure with me just because I wanted to have it with me to celebrate. It ended up becoming the piece that everybody passed around the table and held on to while giving thanks. So that was a little surreal to see these emotional speeches while holding a Gobbledy Gooker figure, but it was a beautiful weekend. And I think just with Thanksgiving being such an emotional time, I didn't think it was appropriate to share everything from that weekend and just leave everything else just for us.
Oh yes. Wait. Bosch.
No! I'm thankful for all of you that tune in to just watch the content I put out. And I appreciate it. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful that this channel gives me an outlet to be creative and tell my story in the way that I want. Yes, I do edit for work, but I'm editing other people's stuff. I have to get approval. I have to go through different steps to put out what somebody else wants, where this channel gives me the freedom to put out what I want. And I'm not trying to put out anything negative. I'm just here. I want to have fun and I want to document it. And I know there is that part of me that's always like, oh, just live in the moment and enjoy it. But there's that part of me that I want to document all this. I don't know if it's because I grew up with my father filming me all the time. And it's just one of those things I want to live on long after I'm gone, and future generations can enjoy it. Kind of see all the fun times I had, the emotional times I had, and everything in between. Once again, thank you. Follow me on X at I am the Bosch Man, 0, not an O. Follow me on Instagram at BoschStarProd. Follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/BoschStarProductions. Order the merch, redbubble.com/BoschStarProd. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at BoschStarProd. Let's get me to 500, baby. I'm at 3 something. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope all of you enjoy your holidays, and you will see me back here in the new year with my Bosch's World for December.
You too. Bosch's turn.
8-ball corner pocket.